day it has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being depressed. Hey, my name is Jobby, and this is the Transformers Generations Voyager class Blitzwing, which unfortunately is not a very good figure. Now, to be fair, the figure was decent when I got it back in 2014, the year that I started this channel. Well, it was decent despite the fact that the shoulders wouldn't stay put. I actually had to go in and do some complicated modifications, thank you very much TFW. But now, 3 years later, I find that all the hard work that I put into this figure did not pay off. Just like my channel. The painting and the sculpting on this figure is perfectly okay for the kind of figure Hasbro usually produces. Which is to say, pretty good mechanical detail, fairly clean paint apps, and bright and appealing colors. What does not work on this figure is, and I'm not a fan of the turret placement. I know the classic Blitzwing look is the turret on the back, but the turret on this figure just looks too tacked on. It doesn't quite have the flow of, say, the DX9 not Blitzwing, also known as Gavolt, which ironically on that figure the turret was literally tacked on. What this figure has over Gavolt is this figure has a firing missile. The harder you tug, the harder it shoots. Now, something else that doesn't quite work on this figure for me is the head sculpt. I mean, the helmet itself looks pretty nice, but it's the face that looks kinda gross. The face is made out of a soft, rubbery material, which was a mistake. But I understand why he has a rubbery face. It's to accommodate for his face-changing gimmick, which was carried over from Transformers Animated. You simply pull up on his chin and force his second... It doesn't work. And when you finally do manage to get the faces swapped, they're alright. I mean, the random personality face is fine, and the cold personality face actually looks really good. His included accessories are pretty cool. The gun looks fine, but it's the sword that stands out. Beautiful painting and sculpting on this thing. Both accessories fit in his fists. Despite the issues I have with the figure so far, at least I can get some satisfaction. Rotation at the arm moves out. These bits flap annoyingly. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, wrist swivel, no waist swivel, fuck off. Rotation at the leg, has a lot of range. Beautiful spread. Thighs, bend at the knee, ball joint at the ankle, which allows for a decent pivot. And of course, every ball joint can be a swivel. The least I can do is pretend to be enthusiastic about this below average figure with average posability. So in that case, swivel! Let's do some size comparisons. Here's Masterpiece Optimus Prime, Figma Monica Kaname, SH Monster Arts Godzilla, and the Transformers Generations Voyager class Springer. And for the fuck of it, let me reuse footage from my Gavolt review. Now, something that annoyed the fuck out of me was the head being spring-loaded. You couldn't push the shit down without it popping back up. Fortunately, I also modified this area, and by modify I mean removing the spring and putting in my hand. Now the head goes down and it stays down. I only mention this because it's important to the transformation. And here we have the jet mode. I gotta say, it's not terrible, but it ain't perfect. But I gotta give props for the weapon storage. But gosh dang, what a backpack. And the wings are a bit too small. This is not the most aerodynamic aircraft. So despite the weird proportions, the jet looks fine. But when you turn it around, this gap is as empty as my soul. But I gotta admit, the turret becoming a thruster is a pretty clever idea. And if you flip it forward, it can even be used as a weapon in this mode. Insert dick joke here. As for posability, the cockpit could open. That was pointless size comparison. Prime, Monica, Godzilla, Springer, Gavolt. The jet mode is fine, nothing spectacular at all. But if you want to talk about unspectacular, I don't want to review this anymore. And here we have the tank mode. Again, just like the jet, It's fine. I do like how the main color changed from purple to beige, pretty cool. And again, the weapon storage is well integrated. But what I have issue with is that the tank doesn't look as solid as I would like. I mean, it definitely feels solid, everything locks together pretty nicely, but there's just too many gaps, what the fuck. If you ever wanted to finger a tank, do so at your discretion. So it might not look the best, but it is pretty fun to play with. The missile launcher still works, and you could rotate the... it's not fun anymore. This looks pretty terrible, but I don't see how they could have fixed it. To add insult to injury, the turret can't move up. Unless you untransform it a little bit, but that just looks stupid. The figure in this mode is significantly smaller. So let's get it back to robot mode so it can receive its final judgment. That was it? No kiss? No hug? Just complete indifference. I mean, the figure itself and its modes are fine, but the quality control issues and the shitty plastic make me want to delete my channel. If you really wanted a Decepticon counterpoint to Springer, it's not worth it. The only thing worse than a terrible figure is a mediocre one, because then it's just boring. Now excuse me, I never want to see this thing again. The music of life seems to be saying life's not worth living, kill me. And from the way that I feel when the suffering's too real, I can swear I was feeling, it's almost like being depressed. I wanna fucking kill myself. Let's hope the next review treats me a lot better. Nope.